Hey everyone, welcome to our Diesel Nation call this evening. I'm excited to host and introduce you guys to Lauren. If you don't know her, you're going to love her by the end of this call. She is just an incredible leader who is on the rise, and I'm excited because I actually reached out to her, I think last week, and I was like, what are you doing? I need to know all the things. And she was like, I actually am getting ready to speak on Diesel Nation call, but here's some of the stuff. So I hope that you guys came prepared this evening to take notes and just to be a sponge. And when I say be a sponge, I don't want you to just sit on the information that's shared with you. I hope that you'll take this information and that you will implement it. And it's just going to be incredible. But before we do, a couple things. First and foremost, I want you to just hold tight to this community. What we do is special. The people that we get to do this with is special. And it's not always easy to have to pivot in situations like this. But the fact that we have a team that steps up and fills in for one another in times of need is so critical. And so that, for me, just at the top of my list, just so grateful. So what I would encourage you tonight is I would think about what makes this team special to you and why you're sacrificing some of your evening, and then talk about that with some takeaways from Lauren's call in your stories this evening. Because it's one thing just to take a picture and be like team call night, but it's another thing to go out and talk to people who might need this opportunity, because I'm certain that there's people who are following you that want to say yes, but they don't know if it's for them, right? Number two, I want to say congratulations to everybody who started Healthy Obsession today. I don't know about you guys, but I was literally sweating and cussing. Like, I cussed at Autumn today. I did. Let me just be honest. I was like, oh my gosh, that just came out of my mouth. I'm sorry. And then it happened again. I was like, I haven't been challenged by a workout like this in a very long time. And I do all of our programs. And this is just going to be such a game changer. I really want to encourage you to lean into that nutrition plan that you've packed and to take your progress pictures as you go through this so that you can share with people. Because again, we're in the holiday season where people need a solution. They don't want to feel exhausted. They don't want to feel bloated. They don't want to hide behind their kids in pictures. This is the time that they can get started, and we can give them a solution before January 1st. So that is the two things I had. If there's anything at the end, we can get to it, but I would love to introduce you guys to Lauren Bondy. She is incredible. Like I said at the beginning of this call, she is currently 2-star qualifying. She has 3 days left, I think, until it's official. Thursday, she'll wake up 2-star. So that is just phenomenal. She is 39 months in Success Club, which means consistently she has been helping people without fail, without making excuses of why things don't happen during challenging seasons or during a recession or during COVID, whatever. She's still showing up and serving the people at her table and going out and finding new people. So that in itself is incredible. She is a Success Club All-Star legend because of that. She also was a success starter. So listen to that, you guys. Success leaves clues. When you get started in this and you start helping people from the beginning, it's important, right? The work we do matters, and sharing this with other people, because we love, one of our vital behaviors is celebrating each other, right? And that recognition. But it is important. And she's currently a team leader, but a little birdie told me that probably won't be a team leader for long. I think she's going to hit Premier very soon. So that is incredible. And once you get to that second business center, I promise you, from my own experience, your business kind of transforms, because you have the ability to open up that second business center, where then you can build a third business center, right? Lauren can again duplicate herself. Plus, I will let you guys know let you in on this as well. When you get to 2-star, your income's going to double. It is. It's just what happens. When I got to 2-star, I was able to start replacing my full-time income. Obviously, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. It depends on everyone, but it happens. Like, diamond is rank, 2-star is bank. That's just what happens. So I'm so excited for you, Lauren. And I know that you have an incredible call tonight to share what you've done over the past 3 years as a coach in this business. as a full-time wife and mama who is showing us how it can be done. I have 3 kids myself. I know that there's challenges that come with it, but we were just on the Slay Squad call. If you didn't listen to it, you want to go back and listen to it because it was incredible. But one of the things that was said on there, I wrote it down because it was so good. It says, it's hard to win when you feel obligated. Think about that. It's hard to win when you feel obligated. So I hope that you don't have an obligation to be here this evening. I hope that you are freaking excited to be here and you are ready to just soak it all in. And without further ado, Lauren, floor is yours.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. So that like got me hyped up too. Oh, can you let me share screen, Melissa?
Try that.
Okay. We are gonna try this. I'm not tech savvy. My team is all on here and they know that, but we're gonna do our best here. Obviously not even on my first slide. Oh, I am so like, this is such an honor to be speaking on tonight. And I'm just going to share authentically with you. We just got back from Disney, so you're going to see a lot of Disney pictures, had the best time, but I want to share about living your authentic journey because I know in coaching, so many times we're comparing ourselves to others. And I'm in an open book at the end. I can't see the chat right now, but at the end we can do questions too, but we will just get started. So it all started with, I love hearing how everyone got started. It all started with coaching, not even close to in the picture. This was me before I started my journey. I was 275 pounds. Guys, I'd always been big. Like I was never, ever once little. Junior high and high school, I remember like senior year, I gotten a little bit smaller and I could fit into size 16 in American Eagle. And I got a white graduation dress and thought that was like the best thing ever. Went to college. I've been with my husband since I graduated from high school. We were dating. I put on the college weight and it just kind of continued. Again, never having been small, I just thought that's how it is. That's how life is. I went on to have my first 2 babies, boom, boom, right after we got married. I was 22 years old, a new mom. I had Adeline, my oldest, who turned 9 today. Her birthday's today. And then Harper, the baby that you see me holding that picture was my second. And she was born August 2016. This picture was taken in November 2016. And at that point, I knew I had to do something. Then it took me a little bit. I said on it, I was like, I need to do something. I don't know what to do. I'm scared to death. I do not come from a family who prioritizes healthy living. I didn't even know what that looked like, but looking at my 2 girls, I'm like, I don't want to be the mom that limits them. Like, I don't want to be the mom that can't go to Disney and walk all day in parks and ride roller coasters and has to get a seatbelt extender to ride in the airplane. And so I started my journey, and I didn't start with Beachbody groups. I didn't know that was even a thing at the time. But I knew I needed to make a change. And so with one decision to give my girls more, my journey started. And that one decision has completely changed my life 100%. So I lost 100 pounds in 18 months. It wasn't like a quick fix or diet. It was truly committing to programs, doing whole nutrition. And I was feeling amazing, but I got to the end, and anyone who's on here who's been on a weight loss journey or any kind of journey, you had milestones to celebrate the whole time through. You're hitting milestones and you're using the scale and you're trying on new clothes. I was scared, like petrified of what was going to happen. Like, okay, I'd hit my weight loss goal. I was at my goal weight. What am I going to do now? Like, what happens? And a dear close friend of mine had told me, like, losing weight's not the hardest part of the journey, it's keeping it off. And I've been praying, like, how can I make sure that this stays for good? I don't want this to be in 18 months and I slowly put the weight back on because I get comfortable. And I just been praying, like, how am I going to make myself accountable? But also at this point, I wanted to help others. And I'm very, very shy. We are from a very small town. A lot of my team on here are also from small towns. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so I found my coach, Melissa Alexander, actually on Instagram. I had not created an Instagram account. I had one picture. It was my 2 girls at the time I only had two, riding a bike, eating ice cream. And Melissa thought I was like a robot. Like she thought like I was not a real person. Anyway, connected with her and she's like, hey, would you be interested in joining my groups? And I honestly told her, I'm like, I do the workouts already. I'm good. 6 weeks of the work was getting ready to come out. And she's like, you can get early access to it as a coach. And I was like, okay, maybe we'll do that. At the point, I was already using the product. I was already using everything. And I've been praying for a way to pay this forward and to hold myself accountable. And that's when coaching presented itself. So I was put in a challenge group. Within, I think, 15 days, I was kind of like, I love this. I want to do this. I signed up to coach with kind of the guard up of I'm just going to be a hobby coach. I just want the discount on the products. I want to save on energize. My husband was using Shakeology and had seen amazing results. He'd been able to come off cholesterol medicine. So I said, what's it going to hurt? 25% off. But I went all in pretty darn quick. So I signed up August 2019 to coach. And honestly, my journey, and I think this probably relates to quite a few of you listening. So I hope that this is kind of when I'm going to start talking about the coaching shift this year. But August 2019 to March 2022, I was pretty stagnant. I was hitting Success Club every single month. Without fail, like Melissa said, I was doing it because I thought you had to. Honestly, when I first signed up, I thought like you had to hit Success Club every month. I'm also an Enneagram 1. So I had told myself I was never going to miss it. This month I'm at 0, guys. So like it happens, you put in the work, but it's going to happen. I hit All-Star Legend. I got to Diamond in 8 months. This was back before PC. You were signing everyone up as actual coaches. And I thought, this is it. I'm going to take off. And I got to Diamond, I stayed stuck. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? But now I can reflect and look back and see what was happening. I was really good at recruiting to challenge groups. Like I had no problem sharing my transformation. I had no problem talking about fitness. I absolutely love working out. I would work out numerous times a day. That's never going to be a problem for me. Nutrition, I had down pat, like I'd done it. And I was really good at recruiting to that. But then I was getting frustrated because I'm like, well, why am I not growing? Why is my income not reflecting what I'm putting in? I was seeing all these other people hit Premier and hit Elite and all these accolades and kind of almost like, well, maybe this isn't for me. I was wishing for more, but silently, I didn't really think I was capable of it. I had those limiting beliefs, and the thing keeping me back, and we just got back from Diesel Nation Leader Retreat, and we did a super powerful exercise. Any of you who are there, where we broke boards about what was our limiting beliefs, and mine is fear of others' opinions, and it's still been hard. My team knows. I posted a reel, like just last night, I posted a reel, and someone who commented on it, and the old me would have really got like all upset, but I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Others' opinions don't matter. So this is where I was, March 2022, I kind of been stuck. I had fallen from Diamond for the first time ever. I'd held it, since I hit it, and I'd fallen. And enter the Success Club trip. This was the first game changer in my business. So again, I went the week of the Success Club trip. I fell to Emerald. I went in feeling like a fraud. Like I went in here with all of these women that you see in these pictures. And I thought like, these are the people that I have like looked up to. I admire, like they're doing such amazing things in their business. Here I am. I don't even know how I earned this trip, and fallen Diamond. I only have hobby coaches on my team, and they're so important. Like every coach in your team plays a huge role, but at that time I didn't have anyone who was pushing for more. But I went on this trip, and that spark was lit. And I realized like, why can't I? Why can't I? And so, and it wasn't one big event that made that change, but we went on a catamaran. And I went with Kelly and Leslie and Jess and Leah, and was able to surround myself with others who were just a little bit above me. They weren't, Kelly is, but they weren't elite coaches. They were just a little bit above me, and they were where I wanted to go. And so from then I came home and I got to work. So at this point, again, I really at that April 1 came home April 1. I don't really have a team. I have some great hobby coaches, discount coaches on my team that I love dearly, but no one was pushing. I didn't have any coaches hitting Success Club with me. I had no one growing with me. So I took action of what I could at that moment. And again, this is not with a team, but I started recruiting with confidence. I knew coaching was a gift. I had just been to my first live event. COVID, I think if your COVID coaches on here who signed up too, like we got signed up, we'd earned those first trips, we were going to the first summit, and then everything shut down. And I got really familiar with what everyone looked like on Zoom. And I literally remember getting the Success Club leaderboards were popped up. And 1 month I like crushed it. And I was the very top. It was November of 2019. My picture was next to Christina Delgado's and I screenshot it. Like I've got that picture saved in my phone, like so funny, but like it was the first time I'd been in person with anyone. And so I came back knowing what we had to offer. I knew other women wanted to feel like this. I had never been around people who like supported and loved you and didn't even know you. Like I never felt out of place. I never felt like I didn't belong. And I came back and I recruited with confidence, knowing others needed that. And you'll see Kaylee in the picture right there. I came back and I'd invited her numerous times to coaching, and she had had major FOMO watching me the entire trip. But when I came back and when I asked her, and someone asked me the other day, what was the difference when you asked her that ninth time? It's that I believed. Like I told her, like, let's do this together. Like I've seen it, we can do it, and do it with me. And like I invited with confidence. And so I had one person join, one coach join my team. And then I did what I had loved. I'd gotten stagnant. I had started using, the scripted content for the challenge groups because again, I have 3 kids. I have young kids. I have a baby who is 21 months old and still hasn't slept through the night. Like I work a full-time job. My husband's gone. So I was just leaning on the crutch of using content already prepared for my challenge groups, which is fine if that works for you, but it wasn't working for me. I was not excited to get in my challenge groups every single day. I wasn't excited about what I was providing to them. And I knew that they knew it wasn't me. Like these people signed up to join me. And at the beginning, I only had like 12 challengers, and then it grew and I was pouring into them. So I came back and I said, you know what, I'm going to focus on my challenge groups because I don't have a team right now. That's what I'm going to do. And I poured into them and I got excited. I got specific about my content in my challenge groups, just as I was specific about who I was inviting. I wanted rural working moms. I wanted moms who were looking for more, from small town USA, who had kids, who felt like they're overwhelmed, the people just like me. And not only was I inviting, I was creating content for it. So I was making meal plans that fit with freezer beef that we could use. I was doing it where we included outside movement. I was bringing personal development into it. And I started to create a local community. So Instagram is great, and having social media where you can connect with people all over is amazing. But I didn't see success and I didn't see growth until I created a local community. And I started hosting live events. So I will say the thing that changed at this point when I don't have a team still, that changed my business 1,000%, was I hosted a group in May called Fit Wars. And I took everyone who joined and they either brought a partner in, but most of them I paired up. And I would spend a lot of time thinking like, who am I going to pair together? And I paired them with people who, were in the same season of life, who had kids, who were college students. And the camaraderie between that and the community that was created between that was amazing. And at the end of that 4-week challenge, we're getting points the whole time through. We're doing all that. We hosted a live pound workout. And if you guys have never done it, it was drumsticks. It's not Beachbody related at all, but it was super fun. I rented out a local church. I think there was 20, that's that middle picture. I think there was like 24 of us that came and we went to brunch afterwards. I signed up 4 coaches from that the next week. 4 coaches joined me who've been in my challenge groups, who are loving the products, who are loving the community, who just needed to get together and feel it. And I will say that those June coaches have been the ones who've taken off. Like they're all on the call tonight. Like I've had so many coaches join me since, but I created local community. And again, I didn't have a team, but I came back from the Success Club trip and I wanted to control the controllables. And I knew I could control how I recruited. I could control how I poured in my challenge groups and how I got excited about them. And if I wasn't excited to get in the group, no one's excited to get in the group. And like today, we've already had 62 people log. Our new group started today. And like, I love seeing that. And then I created a local community. And this doesn't have to mean people within a 30-mile radius. It's great that we can have it, but it's just creating those people who have the same views and the same likes and interests. And so we go into Summit. And at this point, I was still diamond, nowhere even close to thinking about 1-star. Honestly, I had my spouse account. That was obviously a goal. But it still wasn't a point. I was feeling really good. I'd recruited a few coaches. I was having fun. My challenge groups were lively again. I was just enjoying it. And I went into Summit and the light bulb went off. And they say that all the time. Like I remember sitting on these calls and people are like, there's just that moment that it just really all clicked. And I'm like, that's great for you. Probably not going to happen for me. Like I don't, mindset wise, I'm not quite there, but it did. And like Leslie can tell you, she's been my success partner from the beginning. And I was asking her a few weeks ago, I was like, what do you think like I should share that changed before I talked on a call last week? And she's like, Summit, like it all changed for you during Summit. And she's so right. So I came back. And this is what I'm going to challenge you guys to do. So first off, if you're not doing what I talked about in the next slide or in the slides before about recruiting with confidence, pointing your challenge groups, creating community, do that. Once you feel like you've got that down, go to the next one. Write down your vision and read it out loud every day. You have to read it out loud. This is my journal. I took this to Summit with me. It's filled with stuff, but on the very front is this statement. And I wrote it here for you guys. You can like read it. Like I came back, I got all our coaches on our team call. And I said, okay, guys, I know you don't know what it means to be a premier team, but like, I believe that these ladies listening, these ladies in the group on our team, like we are that. And we're going to work together and we're going to help a lot of people this year feel the very same way that we did. But more importantly, I spoke my vision to my husband. I think Josh knows more about elite reports. He knows more about, okay, it's Thursday morning. Like, how's everything looked the week before? Like, you have to talk it out loud because if it's just in your mind, like no one's holding you accountable to that. So I did. I was bold. I put it out there to the team. I wanted to puke when I did it. I was like, here it is, guys. Here's what we're fishing for. And I read it every single morning. When I wake up, I read my vision. I do my mindset work. I press play on my workout. And then I take on everything else I need to for the day. So get specific with your vision. And then quality over quantity. So watching everyone walk stage and watching our top coaches on our team, I knew like it only took one person. Okay. So like to get started, I just needed one runner. And at this point I had Kaylee and I took her to Summit with me and she'd only signed up, like, I don't even know, you were 3 months in, she hit success cover first month, like super high numbers. I was like, holy crap. And then she did what all of us do, it kind of like you crash out your warm market. And I took her to Summit and I could see it. I was like, no, she's sold, she's bought, like we're doing this together. And I just knew like it only takes one. You need to be intentional with your recruiting. As we're shoved in a hotel room with 4 of us at Summit, I realized like, if I don't want to share a hotel room with my teammates, like I probably don't want them on my team. And it's not about hitting numbers. And I stopped that. I stopped worrying about hitting high numbers and I started focusing on who I was recruiting. And every single person I have signed on our team fits exactly, who I'm hoping to build with. And that's why our imperfectly fit community has done so well. But quality over quantity, don't stress yourself out about numbers. Don't compare yourself. When we see those leaderboards going up, that's not something you need to be like shooting for. Set your own unique journey. You have to own in on that. Create your own team page. This is a takeaway from one of the sessions. I didn't have my own team page because until April, I didn't even have a team. I had a few hobby coaches. I came home, I created my own team page. Nothing against your uplines. You can love your uplines 100%, but you have to take ownership of your team, even if it's you and 2 other people. So I created our own team page where I felt like I could go in and I could control, just like with our challenge groups, I go live in our challenge groups. Why wasn't I going live in a team page? Why didn't I have my own coach thread? Why wasn't I pouring into them? They signed up with me, not my upline. So I needed to create that. And then I started, and I think this was huge. I started recognizing what I wanted to grow. And I have weekly success couple leaderboards that go up on Fridays and they get their pictures up there whenever they've helped someone. I recognize everyone, even if they have 1 point on the board. Success starters, Kaylee's hit success starter. Taylor and our team has just hit success starter. And we have a few more that are really, really close. We're recognizing that, and that gets them a free ticket to Summit. So you guys, if you're on here, you're listening to the replay, you're a newer coach, know that if you can hit Success Cup 3 of your first 6 months, you earn a ticket to Summit. And I promise you, your business and your mindset will completely change after going to that event. I really fully believe that everyone should attend Summit if you want to grow your business. And I started recognizing rake advancements, and I stopped making it seem hard. Like Emerald's not hard. Emerald is helping 2 people. When recruiting coaches onto my team, they're coming out of my challenge groups. So all of the coaches I've recruited this year have come straight out of my challenge groups. They're not people who have no experience with our products and our programs. And that works for some, but I'm not there yet. When I finally realized where I was at and my journey was, and I needed to recruit for my challenge groups, all I say is like, you're rocking this. Do you know 2 people who want to do it too? Or do you know 2 people who need this too? And I put that in their mind. So when they sign on as a coach, they're going ahead and hitting those first milestones and seeing those wins. I teamed up with other coaches. So success partners are so important, but you don't need just one. Like it's okay to have more than one. And you need to find people on not your direct team, different teams. Leslie's always been one of my go-tos. But Leah and Jess have been huge and monumental, and Camille this year on helping me be able to talk to them. Like we talk things out, and they're where I want to be. You know, Jess was 2-star, Leah was 1-star. When I started this, I was like, I just want to get to 1-star this year. I just want to hit NLC. And I looked at Leah and I was like, how'd you do it? She's like, I don't really know. It just happened. Like it was easy. And then it like happened. And now we talk weekly, we talk daily, and she's helped me get there. And Jess the same way with 2-star. So link arms with those who are going to push you. Also know that everyone here wants to help you. Like there's no one on our team that doesn't want to see you win. It doesn't want to help you. Like if you see someone share something awesome on their Instagram slides, message them, like ask them, like they'll share it with you. I promise you, like we want to grow together. And then something that was hard for me as an Enneagram 1 and a people pleaser is that you have to bless and release. Like people are going to come in and out of your life. They're going to come in and out of your business. And growth excites some people, and it scares some people. And the people who are scared sometimes leave, and that's okay. You can't take it personally. And I really didn't think that was going to happen. And then we started 2-star quals. I had coaches on my team get so excited, and they're like, how are we going to help? Like, we're ready to go. I have more coaches than ever hitting Success Club, and not just hitting Success Club, but helping people get started on their journey. Like we had 11 people help someone last month. Like 11 people on a small team is amazing. But some people also saw that as a threat. Like, I'm not at that point. I'm just a hobby coach. And I tell them wholeheartedly, like, you are important. You're part of this team. Like you are part of a perfectly fit team, and you're needed and you're wanted. So make sure you're welcoming everyone where they are, but then also if they step away, don't take it personally. It's not on you. So I want you to think right now. I want you to think, write down. I know Melissa said at the beginning, like you need to take action items from this call, but what has been the biggest blessing you found with coaching, with this journey? So when you're talking and when you're creating posts and you're inviting, speak to that. When you're creating your community, create that. Get excited about that. And mine was the community. Like you could take away the income from coaching, you could take away the rank, you could take away the recognition, you could take everything away. But if the community was taken away, that would be earth shattering. And so when I inviting to our community, and you guys will, if you follow my social media and you see my stuff, like it's not about me, it's our imperfectly fit community. And you hear me share it over and over and over because that's what we've created. And when people get brought in, like we're celebrating bursts, and we're celebrating everything. And also there through the hard. And Melissa at the beginning said, like, our team has had a lot of hard, or our big team this year has. We've had a lot of great too, but create what you want, like create that, speak to that. And then I love this quote. And this was actually like when I opened up my book at Summit, and we were in the session when I was like writing down and it was like scribbling. I think it was Kim Fitzpatrick's session. And I was just scribbling, and I looked over and read this. And I'm like, no, that's so true. It's going to be hard. You will face doubt, fear, and obstacles at every corner. Despite it all, you'll never give up. You're exactly where you need to be. Just keep going. And I absolutely love that. So I know I kind of like word vomited there, like real fast. We'll stop share. Let's read the chat.
Wow, that was incredible. Hopefully you guys have, hopefully you're seeing how simple it is, right? One thing that I love about your journey, Lauren, and your story is it's so simple. There's nothing complex that it's like, gosh, I could never do that, right? And it's true, like going and just building that community and getting excited about this is going to breed energy, which is going to make other people want to be a part of what you're doing. If you're not confident in what you're doing and you're not excited about what you're doing, that's an issue. That's where you want to make a shift. That's where you want to have a transformation. That's where you need to take a look at yourself and say, what needs to change here, right? So Lauren didn't start this journey with the goal in mind that she was going to get to 2-star. She started this journey that she was going to show up every single day, and it led to 100-pound weight loss, right? She met a stranger on social media. All of you have the ability to connect with other strangers. You get to choose how you show up. What questions do you have for Lauren? Because she just shared a lot of amazing stuff that you can take away tonight, but I'm sure that there's some questions that you might have. Okay, here's a question. When your new coach, like your new clients are getting enrolled with you, what does that process look like? Like, what is your conversation with them?
New clients, just like joining our community, like join our challenge group.
Well, I guess we could go twofold. Are you getting people generally started as coaches, or are you getting them enrolled? Right. I didn't think so. Okay. So they're coming from your challenge group.
Yeah. So I start everyone kind of the same. And when I look back at my conversations, and I love sharing too, like I just welcomed a challenger last month who has converted over to coach this month, Dana, and I invited her for 2.5 years. And she didn't ghost me, guys. They're not ghosting you. Like it wasn't the right time. But I get to know them. Like I want to know them, and it takes a while. Like I don't have anyone that I sign up within like a week or 2 weeks. It takes a while. And so I bring them on. I figure out what's going to work for them. It's not a cookie cutter thing. I also don't launch every program, and I love where we're going with body blocks, but I bring them on and I figure out what program's going to work best for them. I make sure I do the Emily Lemoyne method. That's what I've been doing since March. I bring them on. I'm in constant contact with them those first 10 days. That first month, especially, everyone gets access to me in our groups. If you're my customer, if you send me messages, I'm going to reply to you. But my new customers every single month get special attention. And I think that's what we all should be doing, because we want them to have wins. We want them in the first 30 days to feel seen and supported and have success. Because if you sign them up and you just ditch them and leave them, like it's not going to work. So I have my planner, and it's so old school, guys. I don't do anything like crazy. And I just write down like the names of ladies who they start. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. And I just check in with them and I talk to them, and you'll be able to see pretty fast. And I tell them when they come in, like, if you come in, you hate the program, say, Lauren, I hate this program. Like, this is not for me. And we find them something else. But if you put them in a challenge group and you expect them to check in and to do their check-ins, it's not going to happen. Like, I don't know how many of you have had that. Like, they think it's tracking, it's not tracking. You have to be messaging them individually. So when they come in, we do that. I help them pick their nutrition plan, whether they should do 2B mindset or portion fix. I love portion fix, but it's not for everyone. Most of my clients actually have really good luck with 2B mindset when they come in as newbies, and we pick their program and we get started. And then as they grow, I encourage them to check into the group. And that's where I think success and results come, is that our group, even if I'm not there to be right there, like I was just gone to Disney for a whole week and I had to bring a challenger start while I was gone, but I leaned on the coaches in my community, and not even the coaches are like veteran challengers. We have a grandma Kathy in there who's like loves everyone's stuff all the time and is constantly commenting up on it. Like, she's amazing. So once you create that community, it all flows. They feel welcomed.
So once you get them, like they're feeling great, what does your message sound like when you're like, okay, Susie, you have been absolutely crushing it in this group. I think you would make just the best coach. Is that something that you give to, like Kaylee? Are you helping Kaylee form those messages so that she becomes Emerald? Or,
Yeah, so it is. I don't send them to everyone. And I know like that's kind of, some people think you should, but I did get burned on some coaches that just weren't the right fit and it didn't work well. So the ones that I see who are excited and positive women in the group who are positive and uplifting others, kind of that first 2-week method, I say like, okay, you're doing amazing. You're obviously feel good because we've had all these conversations. So I can relate back to like, okay, you share this win, you share that your coworkers are asking you, have you ever thought about asking them to join you? And I haven't even been wording it as, have you ever thought about coaching? I've kind of just been like, have you ever thought, like, do you have people who need this too? Do you have people who want to join you? And when they say, yeah, then we kind of take the conversation on how it's going to go. So I don't really have scripted messages. Now the coaches on my team know that too, especially my coaches who are, who are Emerald and above and success starters. They're doing that same thing. They're looking for their rockstar challengers and they're saying, okay, you're rocking this. Like, Brittany, you're rocking this. Do you want to do this with us? We're hosting coach sneak peeks every single month at the end of the group. So we had like 23 on our last coach sneak peek, which was insane. We signed up 5 new coaches and actually they converted. So they're PCs who converted to coaches last week before I left for Disney because I was a little bit overwhelmed. All of you new girls who are on here, like I appreciate you sticking out with me through that time period. But we host coach sneak peeks. So like have amazing groups at the end of every single group, host a coach sneak peek for just the ladies in the group. You're not talking to strangers online, then you're talking to the people who've seen you for 4 weeks. And you just tell them like, you've done it. You've crushed a challenge. You were the winner of Fit Wars. Like you need a coach. And it just I feel like it's flown and went really well because it's not forced.
I mean, it's obviously working because you're having massive success and it's incredible. I love it. We will wrap up this call just because I do want to be respectful of everyone's time. But last question is, you have people of every different season on this call. We know that there's no secret sauce, but what would your best advice be, whether they're a brand new coach or there's somebody who's been doing this a long time and they just feel like they haven't, I guess, figured it out yet or found what works for them? What advice would you give to them?
Stop limiting beliefs. Like you've got to stop your limiting beliefs because it held me back for too long. So figure out what they are. And it takes mindset work to figure out what they are. And it took me a long time to really figure out, even though I can say like, it doesn't matter what people think of me. I was fearing others' opinions and I was fearing opinions of those closest to me. And it's okay. Like they don't have to understand. There's 33 of us right here and hundreds of us on our team who get it. So lean into that.
Yes, so good. And I'll just reiterate this again. I love the simplicity of it. It's not like you got on this call and she just told you all these things that you didn't know, you guys, right? She's doing what works and she's excited about it and she's sharing this gift with other people. You have the ability to go out and do this for other people as well. So I hope that you have pages full of notes like I do. Even as a coach who's been doing this for almost 9 years, like I'm learning from Lauren because she's doing something that is inspiring us all. And I hope that you know what an incredible asset you are to the team, Lauren, and to all of Diesel Nation and the network. And I know that we're just going to continue to watch you and your team grow. It's very inspiring and so exciting to see. So we are so proud of you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right.
And everyone, like if you listen to the call tonight and you want to private message me or you have like specific questions, feel free to do it.
Yes. All right, guys, have an amazing evening. Thank you for sharing it with us and we will get the replay up soon. Bye-bye.